Hey guys, Dr. Shook here. I hope you're doing well today. What I want to talk to you guys about is this connection. The previous live streams that I've done, I've been talking a lot about inflammation and how it can affect different aspects of your body's chemistry and physiology. So what I'm going to talk about today is something that we were building on in the last live stream that I did. And today I'm going to talk about how inflammation may contribute to increased blood pressure. Right, so a lot of people don't realize the impact that inflammation can have on your blood pressure and how that may occur. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. And so guys, before I get started, if you like what I'm talking about and you like these topics, please do share them. And I'm using that as a way that I can see that you guys are voting, that you want to hear more about topics like this. Okay, so if you like the video, please do share it. We appreciate it, and you're going to help a lot of other people. Guys, keep in mind that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer it leads all causes of death in the U.S. So what we're talking about is extremely relevant and important. Okay, so help us help other people, and if you want me to keep talking about topics like this, then use the share button and share it, and that's a way that you can vote for more live streams on this topic. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. I hope you're doing well. Let's get started. Okay, so how can inflammation and inflamed gut contribute to higher blood pressure? Okay, so if you've seen some of the previous live streams, this is my GI tract, right? I'm not the best artist. So this is the large intestine and the small intestine, and all the red stuff in here is intended to be inflammation. Okay, so something causing inflammation. What do we commonly see causing bowel or gut inflammation? Infections, autoimmunity, food allergies, and some medications, right? So infections could be bacterial, viral, parasitic. They could be fungal, okay? Autoimmunity, things like ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, celiac disease, which celiac would fall under kind of a food allergy, but it's autoimmune. And then some medications as well. So you know there are a lot of things like non-steroidal anti-inflammatories and things that can really thin down the gut wall, create ulcers, and produce a lot of inflammation. So these are really common sources of inflammation in the digestive tract. And the reason, guys, any inflammation period can contribute to this, okay? Any inflammation, period. So, but this is such a common problem in the United States. It's estimated over 70 million people have digestive tract problems in the U.S. So if you have digestive tract problems, guys, this could all be part of your mix of problems, okay? This inflammatory, these inflammatory triggers could be contributing to blood pressure if you have that, higher blood pressure if you have that as a problem. So, okay, so you've got an inflamed gut from whatever reasons here. Now, what happens is this. The inflammation, what it does is it actually activates your adrenal glands. So, when the inflammation activates the adrenals, which sit on top of the kidneys, it will increase the stress hormone cortisol that the adrenal glands produce. So you have increased cortisol. You have increased aldosterone. It's also a hormone produced by the adrenals. And then you have increased catecholamines. So catecholamines are like adrenaline, guys. So you think of adrenaline, what does adrenaline do? It gets your heart rate up. Like if someone jumps out and scares you, and you feel shaky and you're like on edge, you just went into you've had a spike of adrenaline, these catecholamines have spiked up, your heart rate goes up, your eyes dilate, your airways dilate, and you're in that fight or flight mode, just like that. That's what inflammation stimulates the adrenals and will cause an increase in cortisol, aldosterone, and catecholamines. Now remember, what these things basically do, guys, what they basically do is they increase the retention of fluids in your body, okay? So you think about this. If you retain more fluids, you have more fluid inside of your vascular system. So your cardiovascular system has more fluids that will exert more pressure on the walls of your arteries, contributing to higher blood pressure. So it contributes to retaining fluids. It also stimulates what we call vasoconstriction. So when you get that fight or flight mode and these catecholamines are higher, you can have a constriction of your arteries. That's all controlled by the autonomic nervous system. So the involuntary part of your nervous system that runs all these functions of your bodies will contribute to vasoconstriction, which further, so if you're retaining more fluids and you have more fluids inside your cardiovascular system, you constrict the vessels, you further increase pressure. Okay? And then it also increases heart rate. So inflammation can drive the adrenals stimulating and increasing these hormones, creating retention of fluids, vasoconstriction, so there's less basically space for the fluids, so it drives up pressure and inside the your cardiovascular system, and then it increases heart rate. All of these things increase blood pressure. Okay, so this is really important for you guys to understand this. So we've talked at length about the impact that inflammation has on the body. And in particular, I've been focusing on the gut because it's so common. This is critical for you to understand that whenever you have high levels of inflammation, it has an impact on multiple systems throughout your body. It has a profound and significant impact. Guys, whenever I'm working with my clients or distance consulting clients, people we work with all over the country, around the world, when I'm working with them and we get some laboratory markers in, guess what the first marker is that I look at? What's the first marker I look at? The very first thing is I look at their inflammatory markers. That's it, because here's the deal. If you have high levels of inflammation, I know if we can track down the source of inflammation, what's driving the inflammatory process, and we can decrease the inflammation, we can have systemic impacts. We can improve the function of multiple systems in the body: the endocrine system, the nervous system, the immune system. All of these things can be impacted, and you can have so many positive benefits just by identifying what's driving the inflammation. So I always look there first. So no matter what someone comes in with, no matter what your problem is, I'm looking at foundational body chemistry first. And then we're tracking down and trying to understand what is happening, what's driving inflammation. If there's anemia, why is the person anemic, meaning they can't carry oxygen efficiently? Because you think about it, guys, if you can't carry oxygen to the cells of your body, then you can't function. Your cells need oxygen to produce energy. The cells of your body, every cell needs oxygen, every cell needs blood sugar. So I look next to see if someone is dysglycemic. Do they have high blood sugar or low blood sugar? If they do, then I know they're going to have a decreased efficiency in their ability to make and produce energy at the level of the cell. I know if they have inflammation, that they have decreased sensitivity to all hormones, including thyroid hormone. So if they don't have sensitivity, they might have normal quantities of the hormone, but if they don't have sensitivity to the thyroid hormone, then they're not going to stimulate the cells of their body to produce energy. So guys, we've got to look at foundational biochemistry and not just look at symptoms, okay? So if you want to understand weight loss, which is a huge problem, you've got to look at, you can't just look at calories in and calories out. That is completely, it's relevant, but it's if you look at it that alone, like move more, eat less, that is ridiculous. It's important to consider that, but if you're having problems and you're already trying that, then you've got to consider the hormonal impact here, the inflammatory impact, the impact of cortisol, and its impact on raising blood sugar. You cannot lose weight if you are inflamed and you have higher cortisol levels. Okay, so this is just something that you've got to identify. You've always got to be thinking in your head, okay, I have these markers or I have these symptoms. Why do I have them? What's driving the process? What is promoting it? And we always want to try to track down root drivers of the process. Get to root cause resolution of the problem the best that we can. We can't always figure that out, but we want to. That's how we need to be thinking, right? So if it's inflammation, check for infections. Check for if it's autoimmunity, then you've got to look at pathogens that can drive the autoimmune process, food proteins, partially digested food proteins that can drive autoimmunity, environmental chemicals that can drive autoimmunity. You've got to look for food sensitivities. You've got to consider the whole person. You just can't you can't just look at a symptom and try to treat it with green medicine with just here's a supplement to match because you don't sleep well. Well, here's a supplement for that. You've got inflammation. Let me give you just anti-inflammatories. It's like instead of giving a prescription, some people will give supplements. That's green medicine. That has helped a lot of people. But what we want to do is think through the chemistry, like what is actually breaking down, and how can we be more specific with what we're doing? Because quite frankly, guys, long term, you don't need to be taking a ton of supplements. You need to know, if you do need to take supplements, then you want to better understand why you need to take them. Like, what's breaking down? Why do I need to continuously take supplementation my whole life? Why can't I get that from my food? I mean, there's arguments that the food is as less nutrient dense, and that's true. I mean, the crops are raised on the same, in the same fields, and it's nutrient deplete, and it's not the same quality it was 50, 100 years ago, right? And I get that, but so there's an argument for some supplementation. But I see so many people that think that they need to take an extensive list of supplements for a long period of time, and I really disagree with that. I mean, we need to use it to help heal, and then we need to try to get off of it. And then we need to figure out, spend our money on good food, right? On good food, and really try to taper off of any supplementation. But I digress a little bit. But I want you guys, I always want to kind of teach you like root cause, like think root cause. Why are these problems occurring? What can I do to seek out the driver of the process so I can truly be healthy and just get and whatever's impairing and stopping my body from functioning efficiently, get that out of the way so that it can work. Okay? Really, really important. And guys, so where do you typically want to start if you haven't tried anything, right? If you haven't tried anything, where do you typically want to start? A lot of you guys I know that watch me, you know that what I'm going to say. So tell me if you know, tell me in the comments, where are we going to start? Where might we start with these types of problems? Okay? So the first thing is, you really do, if you're having digestive problems, you're having some issues, you need to be seen by someone to be worked up and to make sure that it's not something that's pathological, right? You need to be evaluated. But let's say that you've been evaluated and there's nothing that can be found, right? Which is really, really common. So what do? You start with diet, right? You're going to start with dietary changes first. It's the best way to have an impact on your systemic body chemistry in a really profound way. I mean, if you just upgrade your diet, you're going to be moving a step in the right direction no matter what's happening. No matter what's happening. So diet is the key place to start. What kind of diet? What kind of diet am I going to suggest to you guys? I know a lot of you guys know. Most commonly, we want to consider using like an autoimmune paleo type of framework, dietary framework, right? That's going to be what I see most people responding to, especially if they're autoimmune. They respond to that type of framework, and that tends to upgrade many types of, it's a huge upgrade from the standard American diet, which is really terrible, quite frankly. But the autoimmune paleo tends to be a pretty good diet. We work with people that are autoimmune. We use all kinds of diets in our practice, and what we find is kind of a blend. We have our 6-week Hashimoto's transformation program, which you guys have heard me talk about, focuses on diet, and it uses our framework that we've refined over several years, and it also helps you with lifestyle and even understanding what supplementation might be best for you. So those are all reasonable. You can go out and get autoimmune paleo recipes and stuff like that you can find anywhere online. You can find some information there. But if you want like a guided approach, you want something that our office we've used with predictable results. We've got a program that you guys can get for about $50, $49 or $50 if you want, which is right now we're doing a special with that. But you can also register, guys. Like, look, it's near the end of the month. You can register to win our program. We give it away to one person, 2 copies, once per month. So we're going to do that at the end of this month. So if you haven't registered and you're interested in that, you might want to just go to thyroid-giveaway.com, and you can opt in to enter that giveaway. And then right after it, if you wanted to get it, you can purchase it right after you opt in. But you don't have to. But that'll get you kind of enrolled to win, and we'll pick a winner at the end of the month like we do every month and notify everyone. But guys, this is really important. Inflammation's key, and so what I'm going to really talk about tomorrow, I've got several things on my mind that I want to share with you guys, but I've been swamped, been really very, very busy, and I'm very thankful for that. But I also, I'm committed to helping you guys understand how you can better help yourself. And so I want to keep teaching you. And one of the things I'm going to talk about, should be able to do it tomorrow, is I'm going to talk about how inflammation contributes to increased cholesterol, higher lipids. Okay? We're going to stay with gut inflammation, how that contributes and can contribute to increased blood lipids, cholesterol levels, those types of things, okay, which is really a problem. Right, when we're talking about cardiovascular disease, some of the things we talked about today are just incredibly important. And then inflammation and elevated lipids are a really bad combination, guys. Anytime you combine inflammation with elevated cholesterol and lipids, you're really setting the stage for heart disease in a major way. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So guys, definitely join me. I'm trying to be more predictable with when we're going to offer and when we're going to be able to do these live streams. It just depends really on the day, so it's really kind of challenging right now. But we're making an effort. I'm making an effort to schedule this in so that I can teach you guys and you can know when I'm going to be here. But otherwise, you will be able to see this on our page if you missed the live stream. And like today, I can't do Q&A with you guys, but I'm going to make an effort to do that at least once a week, where I might just say, hey guys, what kind of questions do you have? Let's talk, right? So, and I might do that just within inside of our Hashimoto's transformation program. I'm going to definitely do that within there, but there's a group just for that, for people that are in our program. I'm going to do those Q&A. And I'm probably going to do it with inside the Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group. So if you guys are watching this and you haven't, just go to, in Facebook, type in Greater Hickory Thyroid Support Group. You'll pull up the support group that we started, and you'll be able to request to join. You join the group, and what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to be doing Q&A inside of that group, question and answer inside of there, question and answer inside of our Hashimoto's Transformation Program, and I'll try to do it here on our Facebook page as well. But it's a lot. So if we had multiple cameras, maybe I'll be able to do that at the same time at one time. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. If you have questions, please do something for me. Post them in the comments here. We're going to look at them. We're going to try to respond to you guys. If you have specific questions, I'll try to address those for you. And then again, guys, do me a favor and help us help other people, help your friends, help your family, share this message with them about inflammation and all of the negative impacts that it has. Because so many people suffer with gut dysfunction that they're inflamed. They've never even had inflammatory markers checked, so they don't know that this is posing a risk for their heart and for their blood pressure, and that it can really be contributing in so many ways to poor and declining health. We can make a difference, guys. We just have to teach, and we have to empower people to be their own advocates. So that's what I'm trying to do, is help you guys take your health back, become your own advocates, be better partners with your healthcare providers. And you know, if you need help, we're here, and we'll definitely be here to help you as much as we possibly can. So I hope this helps you guys out today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I appreciate you so much. Please do join me again. I'll be on here tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about how inflammation contributes to higher lipids and cholesterol. But I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Hey guys, Dr. Shook, thank you for viewing our videos. I hope they help you out. If you want to, just subscribe to our channel somewhere here. You can watch a video that YouTube's actually selected for you, so hopefully it'll help you out. If you need any other information or resources, just look in the description. We've got links to our website, to our 9 lab test guidebook, and everything else that we do. I really appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a great